Yes, everybody, we are here with Raffi, Andonian, celebrity historian, joining us to talk about the history of music festivals because it's concert season. People are getting ready to go. They're making plans right now. They're buying tickets to head out there and do their thing, listen to some great music. So let's get into the history of this. Where did it all begin?
Well, like so many things, it starts in ancient Greece. It feels like so many things start there. We think of the Olympics there every 4 years, but with music festivals, they had those every 4 years too.
Yeah, okay.
And they would do them in Delphi, and they would do it in honor of the god Apollo, who was a god for arts and music.
Of course.
And what you would often find there is what we would consider like poetry slams, you know, poetry. You find playing the flute very common as well. Think of the term lyric, which comes from ancient Greece, which means to apply words to music. So again, that association of poetry and music, you know, going back to the ancient world. Yeah. But they would gather every several years for a special event, and that's how music festivals begin.
Now, when you say festival, did it happen over one night, or was it the course of a weekend?
Over the course of several days. Okay. That's what I mean. Yeah, exactly. So now that's going to be copied in the 1960s. We all think of Woodstock, right? In 1969, that's something that you think of. However, before Woodstock, you had a different rock festival in 1967 called the Monterey Festival, which is out in California, and you had big names of the time there: Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, The Who. These are all bands that are going to, or artists that are going to be playing there in just a few years prior. So by the time Woodstock comes along, they didn't invent it, but certainly became one of the legendary festivals that later became emulated.
And right now what we're seeing is another cultural burst, another cultural movement for people to go out to these outdoor festivals that are happening.
That's right. And I think of it also as an escape, right? And when you think of, you know, when you go to a festival, part of the reason that you go for a few days, it's like you're doing a little retreat. It's like you're getting away, not just for an evening, not just for a performance, but an escape, a whole experience. And you think about that, it goes back to the idea of the ancient Greeks, of course, who were there every 4 years, having this escape for multiple days. And these versions that pop up centuries later, whether it's the classical music and the opera, to the jazz, to the rock that we're talking about that we still inherit today. But that notion and that concept, I think, really kind of interconnects with that.
Yeah, and you brought it all the way back full circle. We're back in ancient Greece again. Raffi, thank you for joining us as always. Yes, stick around. We got more fun happening later.